3, 2, 1.
Please stand by for further details. We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
Hello to those of you who are feeling called to this reading, in particular, mystery reading number 1087. My name is Elizabeth, and before getting into this reading, if you are a recurring viewer, you enjoy my work, and you would like to help support it, feel free to do so by sticking around and hitting that subscribe button down below, and ringing the notification bell next to it if you feel called to. If you do feel called to subscribe and stick around, welcome, and thank you very much for your support as well as your presence during this reading. One second. I'm feeling here that there may be something significant for somebody about refreshing your memory about something, and it could have happened long ago, but the memory is still there. And it feels like refreshing your memory about this person or this event or situation is more about reflecting on it. Not to re-traumatize yourself, if that's how that resonates, but to really understand what happened. Only take that if it resonates. Moving into the number 1087 itself, the number 1 is about trusting yourself and believing in yourself, trusting your intuition and believing in your strength. You could be feeling quite distracted. Maybe there's something, tempting here to... It feels like whatever this temptation is either making you doubt yourself, whether it's what you know or what you can do, just self-doubt in general. It feels like there's something here about being comfortable with, for lack of a better way to say it, with being weak. But what I mean by weak is just feeling like you want to give up. I do want to point out that there is a difference between being weak and being tired. It's very possible that you could have had faith and trust in yourself for a long time, and maybe it's starting to fade away. But it doesn't feel like being comfortable in weakness. It doesn't make me feel good. It's important to have your strength, your hope, and your faith. You could be feeling very sad or depressed, defeated, deflated. Deflated really feels like the word here. And that's okay. It isn't that being weak itself is inherently wrong or not good. It's getting comfortable in it, not allowing yourself to tap into your strength again. Remember, your strength doesn't go anywhere. It's always there if you want to tap into it. And sometimes getting your strength back can be about letting yourself feel depleted, defeated, but not for forever. Whatever is making you not trust yourself or believe in yourself, it's okay if it makes you upset for however long you need. But I think it's important that you understand these feelings, these thoughts, potential beliefs that these thoughts and feelings could be creating. Don't be your own worst enemy, and don't close yourself off from a better future, the potential for a better future. Nothing is guaranteed, but what you can always promise yourself is to show up. And I don't know if you can hear those airplane sounds, but that could be part of the message for somebody. Maybe you feel called to travel by air, or there's something more symbolic, which I'm not aware of the symbolism of an airplane, but you can look that up if you feel called to. What I intuitively feel is freedom of movement, mobility, traveling. And I just felt connected to the word viaggio, which means travel or trip. I travel or trip in Italian, so your ancestors could be pointing to some sort of significant trip or travel that you are going to do, that you feel called to, however it may resonate, if it resonates at all. Let's go ahead and move on to the number 0, which can be about recurring themes or patterns, whether it's in spiritual communication or your own experiences in life. I am leaning more towards your own experiences because of what I talked about in the beginning with refreshing your memory. Perhaps there are some significant patterns or themes that are really, really important for you to reflect on that are from your past. You could definitely resonate with, feeling disappointed over and over and over again. And I feel like it's important, if you feel called to, of course, to understand what these disappointments mean. Really, what do they mean? What are you meant to do with the feeling of disappointment, the frustration, the sadness, the grief? Especially if it's, really compounded or accumulated over time. What are you supposed to do? That's why you gotta refresh your memory. Heal and keep searching for answers. And this is where I feel it's more connected to the spiritual communication. I feel like your ancestors are trying to communicate with you about something from your past that has spiritual significance, that really brings you a lot of disappointment. Whether it's one thing or many things, your ancestors in particular are here to communicate with you, to support you, and to really encourage you to fight for a better future. And to remember that sometimes fighting is about letting yourself rest. I know for me personally, as someone with ADHD, it can be hard to relax and rest sometimes. So I really want to put emphasis on, if you're really not feeling okay, let yourself feel that way. But like I said, don't get comfortable. I feel that there's an ancestor, many ancestors, some spiritual being here who's really serious about you not getting comfortable. It feels loving, but also firm. Like, I'm being firm with you because I love you, and I care about you, and I want the best for you, and I also, coming more from the universe, in my opinion, feels like the universe wants you to remember the greater impact that you have. If you get comfortable, you are allowing us collectively to become more comfortable with not having faith, not having hope, losing our strength. But if you pick yourself back up, that's something beautiful, in my opinion. It really says something about what humanity is capable of. Me personally, I feel that our strength as humans can be a beautiful thing. And if you're struggling to see the beauty right now, if it's too much, don't worry about it. But eventually let yourself see the silver lining. Really seek deeper meaning, which really reminds me of the number 7 in 1087. So let's get over to that number 7. Moving on to what else the number 0 can mean. It can be a reminder or confirmation for you to know when to put yourself first and to respect the relationship that you have with yourself and to really be connected with the journey that you have with yourself. This message is definitely very relevant here. It's okay to put yourself first right now and to really be very patient with yourself, your mind, your heart, and your soul, and maybe even your body, depending on how much it's really affecting you. Moving on to the number 8, I really love that we're talking about the number 8 here, because this number is about loss, which I feel someone is very much grieving here, and trusting that whatever is lost will be replaced. And this could be tangible or not tangible. Is the word intangible? I'm not sure. But whatever you lost can be physically replaced or not, I think that there's definitely something to gain mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. I just really feel like your inner world really needs you right now. Maybe even your younger self, your shadow self. There's a lot of darkness here, a lot of heaviness. Like I said, it's not inherently bad. You just can't get comfortable. You gotta let yourself connect with the light again. The light within yourself and in the world. You really do deserve so much kindness, patience, nurturing, and protection from yourself. And what I mean by protection is protecting your future from yourself. Like what I said about not being your own worst enemy. The number 7 is about expanding your awareness and your consciousness and, becoming wiser and really connecting with the deeper meaning, the deeper spiritual meaning behind who you are and everything that you have been through. The only person who can tell you what your past experiences mean to you is you. That message about trusting that everything happens for a reason. It can be, a reason that you define yourself, a reason that the universe reveals to you if you ask for it, if that's the way it's meant to be. Or it could just be a call to just trust that everything happens for a reason, as a reflection of your trust in the good of the universe. And this is reminding me about what I've been learning lately about ancient civilization and how Plato, he came up, I don't know if this is the right way to say it, but he came up with this concept or idea called the form of the good. And this is kind of where Christianity comes from, is my understanding. And the form of the good, it's like a universe or a reality where everything is just absolutely perfect. And everything, what our world is, we are not the form of the good. We are just copies and reflections of that form of the good. That's why nothing here is perfect. I just wanted to share that, just because I felt called to. Could it be a belief or an idea that resonates with you? And I find it interesting, that concept, because spiritually, I've learned a lot about accepting that things aren't perfect, that I'm not perfect. I feel like we're all being called to learn those things, to be more accepting of this imperfect world, so we can make it more perfect. Because, if you're focused on the imperfections, you're distracted from making things better, So I find that very interesting. I'm not sure what to do with that information. But as I was saying with the number 7, let yourself learn and heal and really spiritually connect with this pain and your spirit guides, and just what it means, and what you are meant to do with it. What I can tell you is what you're not meant to do is to suffer forever and to just live in destruction. That's definitely something that I could say with certainty, because I do not believe that the universe wants us to be self-destructive, knowing how powerful we are individually, and the collective, the impact that we have on the collective, potential to be destructive. And I find it interesting as well that I was talking about like ancient civilizations and Plato and stuff, and this number 7 being about becoming wise or expanding your awareness and your consciousness. Human beings have been religious for thousands of years. I'm pretty sure they believe, I'm pretty sure these are just theories, but I'm pretty sure that they believe that even in caves, even when we were in caves, religion was there. And I actually believe that the further back in history you go, the more connected we are to religion. That's what I believe. Because we're less aware. I feel like the more aware we are, the harder it is to connect with the spiritual nature of who we are, which is kind of like contradicting. But I don't know how to explain it. It's really, really hard to describe. Just the general message here: allow yourself to learn, become more aware and conscious of yourself, your past, and what all of these things mean for you. And I just want to touch a little bit on the message about connecting with the deeper meaning. There is something very spiritual about what you went through and who you are. And it's up to you if you want to discover that or not, or explore that, or really get comfortable with it, instead of with the darkness and the fear, the pain. You deserve a lot better than that. We all do. And you're not alone. And I know that saying you're not alone can really go in one ear and out the other, but for me personally, acknowledging that I'm not alone helps me understand that there are greater forces out there that are not my fault, and that, just the way that things are. Maybe what might work for you is what it is, Let's go ahead and add up these numbers. 1 plus 0 is 1, plus 8 is 9, plus 7 is 16, and 1 plus 6 is 7. How funny is that? The previous reading may be significant for you, because I remember accidentally saying 16 instead of 15 when I added up 1086. But it's very clear here that the focus needs to be on answering the questions that you have for yourself. Why me? Why this? Why? 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 Because that is the doorway to faith. That is what I believe. It doesn't make sense to me for us to resent the universe if we didn't, on some level, believe that it was conscious. For sure. So as you can see on the table here, there's a deck of index cards, and there's a box of these cards. I made both of these types of cards, myself, And I'm going to start with drawing out one of the index cards, and then I will draw out two of these cards from the box. But before I do that, you probably see this card here. I'm really curious about our future. This card stood out to me because of the stain on it. I'm going to put that right there just so we can always see it. I just saw the number 432, which is a sign about trusting that everything happens for a reason. In terms of our future, what does that mean to you? Is there somebody that you're thinking about? Is this about the future with your faith and your spirit guides? If you are already curious about this is just confirmation to listen to that curiosity, to let yourself explore. And if you're not curious, why not? What do you have to lose? Let's move this out of the way here. I'm going to set this box over here. Let's go ahead and get this index card for you. Again, the last reading could be significant for somebody as well. This makes so much sense, and I really feel like if this resonates, this message is going to hit somebody that you're going to know this reading is meant for you. It says, I think I really need to get better at letting go. I feel like this is what you need to become more aware and conscious of. Getting better at letting go. What is the stubbornness? Where is the resistance coming from? It actually would make sense if you don't feel curious about the spiritual things, or not any more than you do now, you know? Something is holding you back internally. You gotta understand what that is and work through it. And I want you to know that how you feel does matter. I'm pretty sure, as I said in the previous reading, trusting that everything happens for a reason and finding acceptance is not about accepting that there are things outside. It kind of is about accepting that things are outside of your control, but it's not about pretending to be okay or suppressing how you truly feel, feeling frustrated with what is outside of your control, what you can't have, who you can't be, at least at this time. No, I believe that the universe wants you to pay attention to these feelings and to use them to work for you, and maybe even for the collective with a sense of purpose, rather than against you. Do you want to destroy for the greater good or the greater evil? What systems do you want to dismantle? Be very wise about the choices that you make moving forward, because if you really care about, things being right and fair, that first starts with treating yourself the right way and being fair to yourself. You can't expect more justice in this world if you keep treating yourself in unjust ways, unfair, imbalanced ways. Let's go ahead and get these other two cards from this box over here. The first one says advice on one side. It's the 9 of Pentacles. And the number 9 is about purpose and helping the world release what no longer works. If you allowed yourself, you could really find a sense of purpose that doesn't really make what you went through worth it, but makes you more okay with it, more accepting. This is an interesting card. 9 of Pentacles says congratulations on all that you have earned. You have everything you need, and it's time to sustain success. I think this card is more about the Nine of Pentacles tarot interpretation than what the card says. The Nine of Pentacles is about being materially satisfied, very content. And I feel like this should be your goal, getting back to a place where you are content with who you are and where you're currently at in life, especially when it comes to more material things. And it's very vague. It could be money, a certain physical image, it could be anything material. And for somebody, maybe it's not about getting back to this state of mind, of contentment, but rather finding it for the first time. It's very possible that there is somebody here who has, really earned a lot. Maybe this is something that happened in the past too, and the universe just doesn't want you to lose, how far you have come and, everything that you have already worked for because of, being your own worst enemy. Let's go ahead and get this last card. It's the Page of Pentacles. I have an idea, a vision. The way this is written really reads as somebody who feels inspired. The Page of Pentacles, it can be about a new opportunity related to something that you don't have experience in, something new. And this could be a spiritual journey, healing, a hobby. It could be anything. But it does feel like there's something new that the universe, your spirit guides want you to explore. And maybe it's, even getting better at letting go. It's thundering outside right now. Me personally, I love thunderstorms because I love how dramatic they are. I know, there's a lot of people out there who love thunderstorms and how they make them feel. Just saw the number 222. So, as a last message, the number 2 can be about confirmation of a significant relationship or situation on your mind that has come up throughout this reading. It can be confirmation or guidance for you to create peace and balance within yourself and to generally, make better choices in terms of taking care of yourself and really putting what means the most to you first. What does mean the most to you? Holding on to this pain and letting it destroy you, or exploring it and figuring out how to let it empower you and to help you keep moving forward. It's there. There is a way forward. You can find it. You just have to believe in yourself.